Hello everyone. I was tagged by Shannon Green on the glue book tag 2020 tag, and it's a collaboration between several YouTubers who are doing this kind of art. Okay, the original YouTuber was Case Beautiful Struggle, and she's the one that started it, and I'll put a link on there by her. And there are several questions, and I'm going to get right to them. So the first question is, how many glue books, magazine, journals do you have? I've been searching my room for all the glue books that I could find. I only found a handful. I know I have more. I know I have at least 12, maybe more. And the next question is, which book is your favorite? Well, my favorite one is one of the ones I can't find. But I have this one that is similar to that. I had finished that other one, and I started a new one of the same type, and it's from a magazine, and I glued every two papers together. And this is more of an art journal type. I have a lot of paint put in here and images glued down. There's not that much made. This is an image from a calendar, and these are just pink things. This is a painty paper kind of thing, and I put some texture on it, and then I realized I really can't glue anything on here because of the texture. And this page came out pretty cute. Make sure I'm on frame here. Yeah, this is a good size paper. Let's see, what size is it? It's about 10.5 by 7.5. So, you know, average 8 by 10 size. I did a few pages, and then I kind of got bored and I stopped doing it. And of course I have paintings in here too, so it's not strictly a glue book. And I covered it with drop paper, which is the paper that you use underneath, that I use underneath my paintings and clean my brushes on and stuff like that. Okay. These, I have 5 here. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. These are the first ones that I went ahead and did. And I got these ideas mostly from Shannon Green. She's the one that kind of got me into pasting and gluing and cutting and doing crazy backgrounds and stuff. All these have paint on them, so that they're not necessarily strictly a glue book, but I still consider them so, because the majority of the images are cutouts from magazines, some are from calendars like these, and different things. See? And this is how I started, and I kind of went crazy with this one, and there's still lots of places where I could add more images to it, but eventually I just got bored with it and picked it up. And I doubt I'll ever go back to this one. I like them the way they are. They got so big and chunky that I couldn't put, you know, they started to tear up. So that was my part. This was a junk journal, actually, because I put different types of paper together and hand sewed them. So it's a junk journal, art journal, glue book combo. All right, and that's what these are. And some of my little paintings I'll put on there myself. They're not just gluing down stuff. But I decided I don't really care that much for painting on something like this anymore because it's not a good substrate. This is like a junk journal. I'd rather just glue stuff to it. Nothing that's I might want to end up, you know, looking good and have to frame. Okay, so this is pretty much, yeah, my first glue books. So the next question is, which page is your favorite? My favorite page, I believe, is in here. I think it's this one. The angel. Is this thing? No. It's got a little thing hanging here. Let me try to fix it. Okay. I think this, yeah, it turned out to be like an angel. She's a paper doll. And I put some bird wings behind her. I think that came out cute. That's about my favorite page, I think. Yeah. Now, when I do use when I recycle a paper, book, I start in the middle, and I work myself out. Okay. If you start putting too much stuff at the beginning of the book, see, I did 2 pages here, and then I skipped to the middle, and I did one in the back. If you put too much on one end, the spine starts to shift and bend, and it doesn't look good, and you might have problems with that. What are your favorite magazines to harvest? Okay, anything that I can get for free. I buy a lot of stuff in thrift stores, but lately I have been having trouble finding magazines. Stores don't really sell that many anymore. One of my favorite magazines actually is anything with the Stampington Company, like Cloth, Paper, Scissors. That was my favorite. And there was another one, was Holt Dolls, or Holt Dolls. That one went out of business years ago. I love that magazine. Had beautiful custom made dolls. And I take images from books also. I have a lot of images from books. Let's see. I'll show you today. I went to Goodwill and I picked up some books. This one I really like because it's a good hardcover book, and it's got a sewn spine. And by a sewn spine, it means it has real signatures that have been sewn together with thread. And I don't know if you could see that right there. You can see the little threads going through. These are the best books, the sturdiest books to use for, you know, painting on, gluing on, putting heavy items on. The reason I first picked it up is because of the images. It's a children's encyclopedia type book, so it has nice bright pictures that I could cut out and use for gluing. Look at that. And I think it cost me 25 cents. Yes, 25 cents. That's pretty good. I also found this book. I could not resist getting it. Look how big it is. And it's the vampire book, the Encyclopedia of the Undead. And what I liked about this is it's mostly pictures from movies with vampires in it. And I thought it would be cool to do a theme book, maybe, with, you know, like a spooky theme. I love these old, like Bela Lugosi from Dracula, and oh my goodness, who's that? Playwright, director Hamilton Deed. He looks like a vampire, but this one has some awesome pictures. Even Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay, and this one I believe was 50 cents because it's an adult book, or maybe it was 25 cents. I know the red tags, it's either the red tags or the blue tags are half off. Here's another one I picked up. It's an art book. It's called Color. Now this one has beautiful pictures, and I could use a lot of these as backgrounds, cut out and see. It's a good source. Unfortunately, Goodwill does not have magazines. I do prefer magazines. They're less bulky. Here's another art book that I found today. And these, I'm pretty sure I paid either 25 cents or 50 cents for each. So, look at that. This, I got enough images here for a long time. Yes. I have a big picture of him stored up somewhere. Now, classic art book, and I think I have one more. No, I got two more. This is another art book. I lucked out. I don't always find art books at Goodwill, but I lucked out with this one. And this being a hardcover, probably paid 50 cents for it. You know, it's a little more expensive. And it's an art history book. Has great graphics. So, books, old books, great source for pictures. And the last one I picked up is a children's book. And I like this one because it has pictures of animals. And these are like the perfect size for the books that I'm doing. And this, oh, these are stickers. Look at that. These are already cut out for you. I lucked out with this one. When I saw that, I said, oh, I must have. Yep, those are stickers. And somebody already took some of these stickers out. Look at all that. Oh, I just barely looked at this at the store. It's the first time I'm really looking at it. Okay. So there's stickers everywhere. This is nice. I think I should have paid 25 cents for that. So that's a good deal. Now storage, that's a different deal. All right, so next question. How do you store your images and how are they organized? Well, like I said before, I started this glue book madness thing with watching Shannon going her Bertha and Mask journals and all that. And what she had, and she still has, she had some binders like this. And she was collecting images. Let me get this out. She was collecting images and putting them in categories. You know, there's my what's his name? Oh, King Henry VIII. Yeah, and she was putting them in different categories and envelopes. Now, I used to sit and do this a lot. Spend hours and hours cutting out pictures that I liked, finding, organizing, and all that. And it came to a point where I quit. I got tired of it, and the reason was because this was taking all my time. I wasn't actually doing any gluing, not much of that. So what I do now, and Shannon would probably cringe, I just take a stack of magazines or books or whatever and just start cutting away and fill up a box like this until I have enough to do something with. You see? So this has gone down a little bit because I've been gluing. But I have enough images here to start gluing. And that's, to me, that's the fun part, is the gluing part. Not so much the cutting out and the scavenging and all that. And I get images from different places. This image, I cut this off. This is from a planner. It was a stack of sheets that you buy for a planner, and I bought it really cheap on clearance. I don't do planners. I just like this one because they had some good graphics on it. So I'm cutting these out and putting them in here. Let me see if I can find one that I did. Yeah, here's one I did. I used it as a pocket because it already has the little placeholder. And then some of the other ladies, I fuzzy cut those and put those in there. I might have another one. I don't know. Okay, my next question is, do you have theme books? No, I sure don't. And I don't plan on doing it because it gives me anxiety. You know, if I had to say, okay, this whole book is going to be nothing but flowers, I would be hunting and hunting for flowers for years to put in here, and it's just, it's exhausting. I just like to cut and glue. I find what I like and I'll stick it on there. Of course, I do gravitate to flowers. Most of my pages do have flowers in them, but not all of them do. See? Okay. Do you have plans to start a new book? If so, what size will it be? Okay, this is my new book, because I'm pretty much done with this one, although glue books are never really always done, because you can always find things to stick in there. And I'm always find, you know, I got a little spot right here. Oh, I bet something, you know, I'll find something. It's like, I know that's gonna look cute right there. You're always sticking things back in there. But this one's pretty much is full. It's full. And I really like the way this came out. So I started this one and a little paper. And what I did with this one, I went ahead and decided to cover every page completely with a background. Now I also use a lot of scrapbook paper. Yeah, scrapbook paper, magazines, my own art papers that I've, you know, little paintings that I've done on paper to practice, stuck in the back. Let's see. These images came from Stampington magazine. I believe it was, it's cloth, paper, scissors. This is from a wedding magazine. This is from, I believe, a Martha Stewart magazine. So any place. These are from Home and Garden magazines. And I just wanted to cover the whole page just to have something to glue on top of. And like that, it kind of sends me in the direction. And this is a doodle that I did in a magazine. And I cut out a piece of it and stuck it on there. Okay. And okay, do I want to start a new book? I'm always starting. Whenever I'm doing something, I'm always thinking of the next thing. And like I was telling you before, I think this is going to be my next one. Now this one's going to be a challenge, which is a very thick book. These were small and thin, and they're getting thick. So what I have to prepare this book first, which means taking out a lot of pages. And because this is a sewn in book, I have to find, I can't just tear out one page. This page, I have to find where the signature is and pull out the other one too. And at least pull out half of what this is. So that's a lot. That's almost an inch of papers I got to pull out of this one to get it started. And I also have another one that I had started a while back that I do intend to work more on. Let's see if I can find it, what I did with it. Oh no, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. All right, a couple of years ago, I went car shopping with my son. He was looking for a car. We ended up at the Mazda dealer, and they had these books for showcasing, and you know, customers can take them up. So I picked one up, and I thought they were beautiful books. They're huge, 12 by 12 pages. The pages are thick, kind of like a light cardstock feel. And they're matte, so they're not shiny. Awesome paper. I can glue directly on this. Don't really need to reinforce it in any kind of way. Now I had started by doing, this is collage papers that I painted, and this is a couple of paintings. This is strictly painting. And I also did, this is gluing, and I did some gluing right here and here, and this is painting, and I kind of stopped there. I stopped there because it's big and it takes a long time to do a painting. So when I started doing these glue books, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna finish this just with gluing, and I think that'll come out cute. All right, let's see what else we have. Where do you get your mags? Okay, I think I went over that already. I get them where I can. I do have favorite magazines, you know, any art magazine. The high fashion magazines like, I think Harper's Bazaar is probably the best one. What is your favorite glue to use? Okay, now here I gotta, let me tell you my 2 cents about that. The easiest glue to use is glue sticks. Now, if you're going to use glue sticks, you need to use some good ones. Elmer's Extreme seems to be working pretty good. I just recently bought this Gorilla Glue to try it out. They both seem to be working really well. The Gorilla Glue is $1 more than the Extreme. They're not cheap. Some people use the cheap school glue stuff. I don't like those at all. Nothing that says school glue, made for kids, safe for kids, washable glue. All of that is going to dry up and fall off. At least for me it does. The next thing I use is regular Elmer's Glue All. Not the school glue, the Glue All. Or any other white glue, like this is Sargent's white glue. And then I have another one here. This is Scotch Tacky Glue. Scotch makes some really good glues. They have good products. I also use gel mediums. Now, these two gel mediums are highly expensive, but I bought both of them at a clearance prices, like 75% off kind of clearance prices. This is the Heavy Gloss Gel, and this is an ultra matte gel. I don't like the finishings on either one of these. This is too glossy and this is way too matte. It leaves like a hazy film. But I got them because they were cheap, and they really glue paper down well. They're thick. They're not high in water content. So all of these pages, the solid sheets that I put down were glued with those. And also the covers. Yes, this is a heavy glue, and it's like slow moisture. It will not buckle your papers too bad. So that's me and the glues. And let's see, what's the last? Let's see. Besides glue and scissors, do you use other tools or supplies in your book? Yeah. I use punches. I have punches. Just a few, a little handful of punches. You know, if you have some pretty paper or something, just make some punches, and you can decorate some pages with it. I also like to use the leftover paper with the punches on it. I use X-Acto knife somewhere. X-Acto knife, ruler, one of those slide paper cutters. I can't use mine right now. It needs a new blade. It's kind of messed up. But I need to just go get me a new blade. What else? I also occasionally I use paint. I'm not gonna do paintings on these books. I don't want to do that, but I have used paint. Now in this book, I decided to coat the ends of the book with gold paint, and to go around every page with gold paint in a kind of a, you know, just a funky way, nothing too precise. And I put a strip of gold paint down the middle, mostly to cover some of the papers that have torn a little bit because they got stuck. Even now I see some little white spots here. I just put some paint here and all the way around on each one. You can do this also with a marker or inks, you know, and I just thought that would be cute to bring it all together. So far, that's the only other medium I have used in this book. And if I do use paint, like painting, it is because it's actually an existing painting that I have done. And like this is drop paper. So you could say this is a paint medium on there too. But it was actually just dried paper that I had painted before. So I used that. Let's see. In the bonus, what advice would you give a newbie? A newbie, I would say start small. You know, no bigger than something this size. This is good. 5x7. Was this is 8.5 by 11 size paper, folded in half? No bigger than that, because you could get easily overwhelmed. I started with, let me see, I'll show you. I started with this thing, and it's 11 by 14, and it's not gonna fit in my frame, so I'm gonna put it like this so you can see it. 11 by 14, yes. And I started doing, let me see. Yeah, here we go. I started doing paintings. This is all pretty much gluing and some doodling and painting and collage and paintings, and this is kind of like a mix of different things, but it's so big, it takes so long to fill one page that I kind of gave up on it, and I started using it more as a practice journal, just to see what I can come up with. I don't buy this size journal anymore. I switched to something smaller like this. The same brand, Mixed Media by Canson, and I started doing this. But this is mostly painting, which even with painting, I get overwhelmed if it's too big, because I want to do a lot fast. And what this is practice. It's practice finding, you know, kind of like if I end up doing something that I really like, I might want to change that into a large canvas. So don't chew off more, don't bite off more than what you can chew. Because remember, this is supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to help with anxiety, at least it does for me. And you don't want to start something that's just gonna get you all up in a tither. All right, and that's it for this. Oh, and as far as tagging another YouTuber for this, I have nobody. I looked and looked, and everyone that I like to watch who does this kind of art has already been tagged. So if you have a channel and you haven't been tagged yet and you'd like to try, go ahead and use the tag. It's Gluebook Tag 2020. There's a list of questions that you have to go by, and just say I tagged you. All right, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye.